Hey, what's up? This is Todd Smith and I'm back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about my favorite purchase in 2021. This is my favorite synth that I personally purchased within this year. And if you've been watching my channel, I think you know my obvious answer will be the MC-707. This machine has definitely brought the most bang for my buck into the studio. When you're buying an MC-707 brand new, it does come with a pretty hefty $1,000 price tag. Pretty much everything in my studio I spent $500 or less on besides the MC-707. But in the used market, you can start to get some really good deals. I recently saw a great looking MC-707 for $650 American used. But if they're hitting $650, $700 used for excellent condition ones, I do feel the used market within the 707 offers a really good bang for the buck. You just pay a little bit more than that like $500 synth, pay $100, $2 more, but you're getting a lot for that extra couple $100. Now, I love the MC-07, but nothing is for everybody, and that's why you see them within the used market. The MC-707 definitely took over my content during the last quarter of this year, and that's just a statement of how big of an impact it had on my studio. I really did push almost everything else aside and just focused on the 707, learning it, kind of creating some stuff for my next album on it. And like every workflow, it has its ups, it has its downs. The positive aspects of the 707, definitely the sound engine. I myself have got a good amount of mileage out of just the basic presets and slight manipulation of their parameters. I personally really love the front control, the sliders, the knobs, how you input notes, how you delete notes, how you copy notes. I really love how they did all the input. I feel they made a lot of thought into the shortcuts of this machine. That shift button will be your friend. There is tons of shift options here. The fact that you can go up to 8 measures is definitely pretty welcome. The fact that you can sample into this machine is really awesome for me, and it covers everything I need. I feel they built some pretty nice filters into this machine. I really love manipulating some of the filter knobs. I do love how you have a nice big screen to navigate, which is awesome. And to me, all the buttons, the sliders, and everything is very reactive. It feels great. Out of the front end control, I would say the sliders feel the best. They just feel really good when they're sliding. But overall, everything works when you touch it and works when you turn it. Now let's go to the negative sides of this machine. And some of these negative aspects will actually tread on the same areas as that had positive concepts. Deep editing can be complex with a menu dive. Even though the screen is big, it's a little kind of laggy. It's not the snappiest screen. I would say you see this the most when you're inputting text and things like that. It gets better within the synth engine and the editing, but I would still say it's not the best, resolution and refreshing screen out there. The drum pads do have velocity, but they definitely don't have the intensity of an MPC if you plan to do intense finger drumming. They can't keep up with really fast finger drummers. You will lose notes. So even though they serve their purpose, they are limited in that aspect. So if you're an intense finger drummer, rolling into this machine definitely will not fit that purpose. There is no undo option, which a lot of people really like. At least I haven't found it. If it is there, let me know. I'd like to know that one. And when you're working within the MC-707 itself, at least what I've found is if you want to recall old custom presets that you made in this machine that didn't come with the presets of this machine that you turned it on, you actually have to load them from your old track, which had that preset that you manipulated. It doesn't save them to the preset list on the preset machine within the box. That is a little bit of a weird, quirky workflow. Again, that's only if you're using the MC-707 standalone without software. I'm pretty sure software opens up saving options and stuff that you can import directly into the bank. But if you're just using the MC-707 alone with no connection to software and you save your own preset, you'll have to go back to the song that you created that preset on to pull it into a new track. At least that's the way I found. Again, if I am wrong and there is a way to save it within the box on the preset bank, let me know. I'm trying to think of anything else. Okay, yeah, the MIDI. Yes, you can assign the 8 tracks to any MIDI channel you want, but you can only save it in a global system and you can't save it per track basis. which if you're at home is really nothing in a home studio. But if you're out performing in a live situation and you can't save the individual MIDI track changes per track, you're going to have to line up specific gear to specific tracks and use them on that same track for the entire performance, because you're not going to want to go into your settings globally MIDI changes within like a live performance. That'd be a nightmare. So you might have to think ahead a little bit of your performance. Oh crap, almost forgot the sampler. Can't forget that. It definitely does not serve some people's needs. Even though I said it's great this machine has a sampler in the positive aspects, it definitely won't serve everybody's needs. It has a short sample time and limited sampling, chopping, and slicing abilities compared to electrons and teenage engineering and things of more advanced sampling nature. I would definitely say the sampling is secondary in this machine to the synth engine. The synth engine is the forefront. The sampling is just kinda there to add some sampling aspects. And again, for me and my workflow, it's more than enough sample time and then more than enough options. I'm really happy with how they did that balance. But I would say that is all the negative aspects of this machine. I try to be really harsh on the negative aspects. I feel everything else about this machine is going to fit in most people's hands if they're buying it knowing it what it is, a groove box built off TR style sequencing with classic Roland sounds with a brand new fresh engine to push it all forward. Well, I hope you liked my little video on my favorite purchase of 2021. And now that we have entered 2022, thank you so much for the support. Definitely going to keep pushing forward. And as always, stay positive, stay creative, support each other, and peace.